Hey, sister travelers, are you headed on the road this summer? Maybe you already have, or maybe you're planning on it. Well, I'm going to tell you what to pack for a road trip, and I have 25 essentials that I believe everybody needs in their vehicle for a road trip. So listen in. Is fear holding you back from traveling because you don't have anyone to go with? Are you concerned about being a woman traveling alone and not sure how to prepare for a solo trip? Do family and friends think you are crazy for even considering solo travel? Well, in this podcast, you will become equipped to travel safely by yourself. You'll learn things like tactical travel tips and how to prepare for a trip and how to overcome the fear so you can discover the transformation that travel can bring. My mission is to see more women over 50 discover how travel can empower them. If you want to enjoy your next travel adventures solo, then start your journey here. Hello, sister travelers. I'm Cheryl, solo travel advocate and travel coach. I have experienced life-changing adventures through travel, and I want the same for you. So stay tuned here every week, and you will learn to find freedom through your travels, build your confidence while safely navigating new places. I don't know about you, but I love road trips, and there's always something inside me at a time when I'm like, I just got to hit the road, right? Maybe you don't like to be in a car and take a road trip, but for me, it's a great time to just be alone and catch up on my thoughts and also go to someplace new and explore something different, spend some time maybe stopping to see some sights along the way and having that flexibility to do that, especially as a solo traveler. You're not constrained by other people, like maybe having to make all those bathroom stops, right? Well, I'm one of those that has to stop almost every hour if I can, but road trips are a great way to explore your local area, or if you want to take a longer trip, obviously spread it out over several days, you can see so much more. Road trips allow you really to pack what you want without any limitations. Obviously, you can't pack the kitchen sink, but you also don't have to worry about, I only can have so many ounces of liquids when I travel, and there's no baggage fees or wasted or waiting time at airports. So that's the beauty of road trips, ladies. And I just really enjoy them. It's sometimes a great way for me to just blast my music, listen to podcasts, do audiobooks, whatever it is on the road, and, just keep my eyes open to new experiences. But I will tell you, there are certain things that you should pack for a road trip. Now, at least half of these items, in my opinion, should already be in your car. So let's actually start with those items and kind of see if you have those in your car. So give yourself a little checklist here. These are definite things that you should have in your vehicle, even on a day-to-day basis. A spare tire and your jack system. Now, don't assume that your car has this already. Most do, obviously, but I'll give you an example. About 11 years ago, I purchased a Kia Soul, and I was kind of under the assumption that every car prior to that I've had has always had a spare tire and jack incorporated into it. But I later found out, because of Kia Souls, just for economical reasons, just not on a normal basis back then, would provide the spare tire included when you purchase the car. Now, you could upgrade and have it added, or if you had maybe the high-end model, maybe it was already included. But I was getting ready for a road trip a little bit after I bought that car and realized I did not have a spare tire or a jack. So I had to purchase that and have it added in. So don't assume, make sure you have it. Most cars do, especially these days, and especially if you have a bigger size car, right? But maybe some of those smaller cars, maybe they don't have the space for it. So make sure you have that. And then along with that, a tire inflator, just in case you get a flat tire. This is going to offer you the opportunity to, inflate that tire so that you can get to a spot, a safe place, someplace maybe to have it fixed. car battery jumper starter. Now, instead of jumper cables these days, although those are fine, you can have those in your car as well. A car battery jump starter is actually able to do that without having another vehicle attached. So you can do it on your own, and it still has the little clamps, but to go onto your battery, and then it's got this big charger box thing that actually helps charge your battery. I've had them, they work in the past, so that's a great way to keep, and it's a little more compact than those bulky the cable cords. Those are really cumbersome. So that is a nice way to keep it more compact. Fourth item that I always keep in my car, and I still have it, it's on my gear shift, is a headlamp. I like that because it's hands-free. Let's say you're needing both hands to fix something and it's dark outside. You're going to need that. I also keep it in there because I do hike. And so it's a great way to have just, if it starts to get dark and I happen to be out hiking, I have something with me. Okay, you can also just have a flashlight if you prefer. A blanket. I always keep a blanket in my car. You just never know. Sometimes I've had to sleep in my car. So yes, that has come in handy. Another thing is I always keep an old bath towel. You probably ask why. Trust me, I've used this so many times, especially when my boys were playing soccer. You might go to a game and it's either raining or it's muddy, and you got to use this towel to wipe them off, or even yourself, before you get in the vehicle, or just to pad your seat if you're wet, right? Could be another reason you might have an old bath towel, or just to wipe something down. Okay, I know we all have some old bath towels laying around, so just toss one in your car. Umbrella. I'm sure everybody keeps an umbrella in their car, I hope. All right. And a tote bag or a shopping bag. I keep reusable shopping bags in my car. Now, this is because most shopping grocery stores these days are starting to charge to use their plastic bags. In some states in the U.S., it's like mandatory. They don't even offer you a bag. Some places, they'll offer you a plastic bag, but you got to pay 10 cents for it. So I always keep a tote bag or shopping bag in my car. Another thing that you should definitely have in your car is a first aid kit. That's something that can just be kept in there all the time. Something else I keep in my glove box is napkins, tissues, wipes. Those are always there, even on my day-to-day. You don't know how many times I've maybe had to pull out a napkin for some reason. And I keep toilet paper in my vehicle. I keep it in the back. You just never know again if you're caught somewhere, or if you're somewhere and there is maybe a porta-john or a restroom that doesn't have toilet paper, then you always have that for your use. Now, obviously, it's more important for us ladies, right, to maybe have that. Plastic silverware. That's something I do keep in my vehicle. I do tend to eat on the road, so having, a plastic spoon or something to use is very beneficial, and I keep that in my car. Something that I don't necessarily keep, but if I travel somewhere and if you live in a cooler climate, you might already keep this in your vehicle at all times, or at least in the back, is an ice scraper. Now, when I lived up north, we always kept one in the car as well. Since I've moved to Texas, it has not been a necessity, but certainly if you're going to travel somewhere where it is cold and you're expecting colder weather, then you definitely want to bring that with you. Now, that was 13 items that are, should be already in your vehicle. And I'm going to proceed with, I have 25 here, so I'll give you the list. It'll be in the show notes. But moving on, obviously your driver's license or whatever you use in your country to identify that you have the right to drive. That's also something that you probably carry on you all the time. So, but just make sure you have it. Next item, an extra key. Now, this is great. It's kind of tricky. You can use one of those since you're traveling solo and you can't quite give the extra key maybe to someone else to keep. You can use one of those magnet boxes that clamp under the car as your extra key, possibly. Definitely keep it, but don't have it on the same key ring either. Okay. A phone charger. Obviously, that is something in travels in general. I'm hoping you are taking with you as well all the time. Water bottle. As I've said in my other episodes, I like to use it's called Life Straw, and it has a filter attached to it. It's a great water bottle. If I do shorter trips, I'm going to use my flask that's, stainless steel water bottle to help keep the liquids colder longer. And you obviously want to pack, I pack a cooler with food, and in that I also include other water possibly. And some snacks, of course, is another item that you want to take on the road, because when you're on the road, we might get the munchies or something like that. So you want to have some things like that too, so you don't have to keep buying junk at like the 7-Eleven or the gas station, wherever you get your snacks there. Sunscreen, obviously, if you're going to be spending some time outside, you want to make sure you have some sunscreen with you. And sunglasses. Mine are kept in the car because they are prescription. I really can't drive without them. And living in Texas, you seem to always need your sunglasses when you're driving. But if that's not something you normally wear or take with you, make sure you pack that when you're going. Cash. You want to make sure you are bringing some cash. And this is something... So this past weekend, I did spontaneously. I just jumped in the car. I packed my cooler, like I said, put some snacks in, had all my other stuff. And I had some cash, but I didn't have enough. And you want to make sure, because I stopped at a farmer's booth along the way on the side of the road, and I really wanted to buy their fresh watermelons. But I had not brought enough cash. I had some cash, which I actually used to buy. Someone was selling some homemade banana bread and other things that I used for that. So include some cash, and especially small bills and even coins, because when you're traveling, you may have to pay some tolls. So having some coin to get through those tolls a little quicker might be the best option. Some places nowadays, you don't need coin to go through tolls. They'll quote unquote bill you. Or you have a toll tag pass, depending on where you live. But it's always good practice to carry some small bills and some coin when you travel, even if it's locally. You want a portable power bank or charger. That's also mentioned in some of my necessities. No matter whether you're doing a road trip or traveling by air, you do need that, because as you travel, your phone and everything will get depleted. And did I mention phone charger? Well, hopefully that's something you always keep in your car as well. Downloaded material. Okay, so this is another item you don't want to forget, and that could be podcast, music, maps, because you never know when you're driving if you're going to lose service for your phone. So if you have this material downloaded already on your phone, then you will not need to access the internet or the data to get that information for yourself. So that there have been times where I've hit in some valleys and my GPS suddenly just goes dark, right? So it's beneficial to have that already downloaded offline, so to speak. Some people go as far as even printing out maps or their itinerary on paper, which is great, because we never know again whether our phones or our digital devices are going to fail on us. So having that paper might actually be beneficial. So folks, that is one more item I forgot. This is number 25. When I drive and go on a road trip, I take my pillow, because I have room to take my pillow, and I do love my pillow. I'm particular about my pillow. So that's the loveliness of being able to go on a road trip. Like you said, you can pack what you need and what you like. You don't have to skimp or to consolidate things into smaller containers. Heck, if you want to take your big bottle of shampoo, you can take your big bottle of shampoo with you and not worry about transferring it to a small little travel container. So that is 25 essentials that you must have for your next road trip. And like I said, at least half of them should already be in your car, in your vehicle, and then consider gathering up those other things so that you can, like I did this past weekend, you can just jump in your car and go someplace new without having to, stress about all that you have to pack or bring with you, or so you don't forget those important items or find yourself stuck somewhere. So let's get out there, have those adventures. That includes road trips, and be prepared though. All right, I hope this list has helped you. Get it together, get it ready, be ready for that spontaneous nature to hit you and have that freedom to go. Hey, sister travelers, did this podcast inspire and encourage you or move you to get out there and travel? Wonderful. There are 3 ways you can thank me. First one is leave a written review for the show on Apple Podcast. 2, share the show with your sister travelers, your friends, your family. And 3, subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. And thank you again for listening to the show. Sisters, be fearless, take the leap, and get out there and have an adventure.